call the town board meeting to order and ask everyone in attendance to rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilwoman Barnum. Councilwoman Heschler-Ray.
Here.
Councilman Perdicone.
Here.
Councilman Seeley.
Present, Madam Clerk.
Supervisor Bello.
Here.
An attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barbara, and thank you all for being here tonight. For our first order of business, I'm going to ask the town board to join me down at the podium. For the no. I really get to just talk to this side of the room. It's kind of fun. All right, so what I say this every month, but I'm going to say it again. This is my favorite thing I get to do every month at our town board meetings, and that is to present the Irondequoit Good Neighbor Award. And this month's Good Neighbor is going to come as no surprise to anyone who's here tonight. The Parkside Neighborhood Watch recently celebrated its 24th anniversary. And the success of these patrollers and of the neighborhood is due in large part because of the leadership, dedication, creativity, and compassion of a certain East Parkway neighbor, and that's Don Wood. Don is our resident expert in Neighborhood Watch. Not only does he help take care of his own neighborhood, he's taken his show on the road. Don doesn't need to be asked. He readily puts himself out there to train other neighborhood volunteers all across Irondequoit. Just a few months ago, I ran into Don at my own Neighborhood Watch organizing meeting, and Don was knowledgeable, sharing his experience of best practices to keep our own neighborhood safe. Don also takes his message into our schools to share public safety tips with our youngest residents. Almost every kid growing up in Irondequoit, I think right now, knows exactly who Don Wood is, and they're better off because of it. It wasn't surprising that Don was nominated by not one, but several people throughout Irondequoit for this award. Don, because of you, Irondequoit is a better, safer community. And on behalf of all of us, I want to say thank you. So Don, if you could just come forward here to receive a small token of gratitude. Don Wood, on behalf of the town board and the entire town of Irondequoit, I do hereby proclaim you as our good neighbor. Congratulations. And actually, if I could have Don's friends, neighbors, family, come on all up. We're going to take a big group picture. A good neighbor picture. That's right.
Of the good neighbor picture.
And half of my family.
Is that right? Perfect.
Two of my brothers, three of my brother-in-law.
Look at everybody else.
Oh, it's the other way around.
Don, you come right up in front. Actually, we're probably going to need to sort of angle out this way because of the podium. So.
Everyone has to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Don, you go right up front. Don't get out that easy.
Here, get up.
I can cross it.
Stand next to Mike a little bit, then I'll look a little funny.
Get in.
There you go.
They speak for radio.
I think I'd rather be telling bad jokes.
He's got him.
He sure does.
That's my brother. Can you believe it? So this one.
Awesome. Great. Congratulations, Don. All right, guys, you're welcome. Thanks for coming tonight.
Congratulations, Mr. Wood. Thanks, Wood.
Oh, yes.
So that when they leave here, they can all go up.
Over there.
Up out there.
Oh, I forgot the public input sheet.
This will be good. Oh, yeah.
All right, and I'm going to table the presentation of the commercial board report by Planning and Zoning Administrator Carrie Ivers to the August meeting. So we're going to do that during supervisor's remarks and announcement during the August meeting. So the next item on our agenda is public input. We have 2 speakers signed up in advance. The first one is Jack Allen. Is Jack here? No? Okay. Next person signed up is Greg Devlin. Yeah, right. Here,
Speak
I'm
into
sorry.
the mic, sir.
Can you turn, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn it around. All right.
Okay. Thank you. I want to talk about the town board meeting briefly. And in my mind, participation in government is very, very important. Look what we have here tonight. It goes to my point. And when you look at tonight's meeting, why don't we have people here? Well, to start with, we're in direct conflict with the farmers market. It's a nice evening. Where do you want to be, in here or out there? Something I think you ought to think about. Secondly, what can we do to get more people to come to the town board meeting? Have we ever thought about, on a voluntary basis, sending out emails to people, reminders, Twitters to people, texts to people? People can sign up for these things. They're not hard to do, to get more participation. Another point I'd like to make is the agenda. I left my office at 3:03 this afternoon. This still wasn't posted. And we really ought to have it posted sooner. I don't know what the rules are for that. I didn't look them up. But it seems to me if we want to have more participation, people ought to have the chance to look at this and read not only just the titles, but the supporting information that goes along with it. And for example, on here tonight, there's an item about 590 or Seabreeze Drive. Now, you may or may not know it, but back when this was being done and being proposed, I spent a lot of time every single month coming up here and taking my whole 3 minutes talking about various aspects of this, because a lot of the statistics they gave on that particular thing were wrong. But they still went through with it, and they still built it. The engineer who was in charge of that particular project, McInerney, he was asked, well, what if something goes wrong, or what if something doesn't work, or what if, he said, that's your problem. So, but the point here about this is, I would have looked at the agenda items, and I would have definitely looked at that to see what the detail was. But I have no idea what that detail is, so I can't speak to it. And I think if we wanted to, if we want more participation, which I think we should, we need to step back and think about the things we can do to get more people here. One of them is have this thing posted a couple of days ahead of time. Another is to go ahead and use our social media and stuff like that to try to generate more activity and more participation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Was there anybody else who'd like to address the board who didn't have a chance to sign up before the meeting started? Seeing none, we can move on.
Financial report.
The 2015 financial results for the town as of June 30th. Total expenditures and encumbrances are $16,358,000. That equates to 50.4% of budget, and that's basically on par with the 50% of the year that has elapsed. The actual expenditures of $14,346,000 are actually below the percent of the year that has elapsed at 44.2% of budget. Adding to that are $2,012,000 of encumbrances that account for the remaining 6.2% of the reported amount. As we have highlighted previously, this level of encumbrance activity is typical because town departments are committing to commodity, supplies, and services that will be needed throughout the year. The general fund compares favorably to budget at 47.9%, lower than the percent of the year that has elapsed. The segregation of expenses in that fund are as follows. Encumbrances, $846,000, and actual expenditures, $8,332,000. The actual expenditures are 43.5% of budget. Collectively, the highway fund expenses are $3,769,000, 68.5% of budget. And that is higher than 50%. And contributing to the high cost in Highway 4 is the labor, benefits, and salt for snow removal, for the snow removal activity earlier in the year. Encumbrances for gas, fuel, asphalt, debt service, equipment parts remain evident in that group of funds. Expenses of other major funds are below 50%. The library fund is at 46.6%, $922,000. Sewer is at 44.6%, $1,764,000, and stormwater drainage is at 27.2% of budget, $221,000. $12,585,000, or 66.5% of the general fund revenues, has been received to date. Included in the year-to-date is tax revenue of $10,592,000, 100% of that budget, and $154,000 of payment in lieu of tax payments, which is the amount that is currently due. As it is still early in the year, most of the major revenue sources have not yet been realized. The $390,000 of sales tax is 10.6% of budget, and it represents just 2 months of revenue. Mortgage tax is tracking well according to budget. The $162,000 received for that line item is 24.9% of budget, and that is for the first 3 months of the year. Recreation program fees are $198,000, 62.6% of budget. And as you can see, that's higher than the percent of the year that has elapsed. Regarding the entire town, 75.5% of revenue, or $24.3 million, has been received to date. That amount includes, of course, 100% of the town's real estate taxes, $16.5 million. The library has received 95.2% of budget, equating to $1,882,000. 86.1% of the highway revenue is in, totaling $4,725,000, and sewer has received 100% of its budget, $3.9 million. This report depicts the end of the second quarter, so therefore we have a page 3, which is the second quarter summary in comparison to the prior, including a comparison to this year and the prior 6 years. Regarding expenditures which are detailed by fund and included on the top of the page, the percent of budget spent and encumbered for the town ranges from 47% to 50%. This year the town is at 50%, and that's primarily due to the high cost in the highway. For the general fund alone, the expenditures range from 45 to 50%. 2015 is in the middle of that range at 48%. The middle third of the page contains the pertinent sources of revenue for the general fund. The bottom third of the page displays the revenue trend of the other funds, with the last line showing the total town revenue trend. So as shown on the middle of the page, the revenues for the general fund, including the prior 6 years, show a trend from 65% to 70%. The general fund revenue for 2015 is on the lower end at 67%. The payment in lieu of taxes are down because we no longer have pilot payments from the Metley Center. Sales tax is down, and that's primarily due to lower gas prices this year. The cemetery is also below budget. Regarding fines and bail forfeitures, the percentage is down significantly from last year because last year was an anomaly. we had a one-time $100,000 code violations fine from the Medley Center. The revenue for the town as a whole, as displayed on the bottom line, trends from 75% to 79%, and currently we're at 76%. This concludes my financial report for the month of June 2015.
Thanks, Annie. Does anybody have any questions for Annie or any comments on the financial report? Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the report? In a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Approval of minutes, May 7th, 2015, the special town board meeting public hearings.
So moved.
Can I have a second? Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
June 11, 2015, the workshop meeting.
Can I have a motion? And a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. And going back to the May 7th, I forgot to call out abstentions. Nicole, you abstained from that as well. Okay. Go ahead, Barbara.
June 18, 2015, the regular town board meeting.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Actually, I'm going to have, Nicole, can you second this one?
Second?
Madam Clerk, I abstain from this.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? And one abstention.
June 25th, 2015, a special town board meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second?
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Items for board action. Item 1, adopt a resolution in connection with the State Environmental Quality Review Act regarding an application for a special use permit for 1661 Hudson Avenue in a C business district.
I'm going to ask, well, actually, can I have a motion? And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Before we vote, I'd actually like to ask Carrie Ivers, our Planning and Zoning Administrator, to review the seeker with the town board.
So this is a special use permit for a proposed sale of used cars on site. The applicant's going to use the existing building and site to sell used cars and is only going to service vehicles that are being prepared for sale. No retail auto repair is going to be taking place at this location going forward. The intensity of the site use is consistent with past uses of the parcel and is a permitted use in the zoning district in which it's located. Minimal physical alterations are being proposed to accommodate the expansion of used car sales on site. It's an unlisted action. The site plan adequately addresses site access and will not create any moderate or large impacts addressed through seeker.
Great. Thank you. Any questions or comments for Carrie? No. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, adopt a resolution in the matter of granting a special use permit at 1661 Hudson Avenue.
Can I have a motion? And a second?
Second.
Thank you. And now, this resolution now grants the special use permit that Carrie just went over the State Environmental Quality Review for. We had a public hearing for this a couple months ago, and the town boards talked about this at that meeting as well and at our workshop meeting. And again, as Carrie had described, this allows for an increase in the number of used cars that can be on the lot at the time. And so, was there any other discussion from the board or anything else? No. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 3, adopt a resolution authorizing the supervisor to enter into a license agreement with Time Warner Cable Northeast LLC.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second?
Thank you. And this is the first of 3 resolutions relative to the new construction of the new library. This is allowing us to enter into an agreement with Time Warner Cable that essentially relocates the wires to an underground ducting into the library. And so this just allows us to be able to do that. Any other questions from the board or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 4, adopt a resolution authorizing the hiring of additional architectural design services for the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second? Dave, thanks. This resolution, like the clerk says, hired additional architectural design services. This is the first of two resolutions that we're going to pass tonight. This one is for some specific additional architectural work for additional items that are in addition to what was in the previous RFP. Per the town's procurement policy, we went out for an RFP, and the committee consisted of Annie Seeley, myself, Laura Smith, and Pat Meredith. We conducted interviews and unanimously selected our recommendation to the town board to be Passero Associates, who I think to date has done an outstanding job working on the town library and getting us to where we are today. So it was a unanimous recommendation by the committee. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 5, adopt a resolution authorizing additional construction management services for the town of Arundequoit and building the Arundequoit Public Library.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. And this resolution then authorizes the additional construction management services for those final projects related to the library. And so this allows us to contract with, or this allows us to engage with Krista Construction to complete those additional projects. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 6, adopt a resolution authorizing additional costs associated with construction work above original contract regarding New York State Route 590 Seabreeze Drive reconstruction and realignment project.
Can I have a motion?
Motion. Moved.
In a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilman. This resolution goes back to the Route 590 Seabreeze Drive reconstruction project that you'll recall goes back, I think, a good 10 years now. We had engaged the state in some conversations last year when my administration came in to recover payments that were still outstanding to the town for the reconstruction of the road. And to the New York State DOT's credit, we've had some great conversations along the way, and through a lot of work with Annie Seeley's office and Diana Marsh and the New York State DOT, we were able to reconcile the payment history and the invoicing history on this, and this would be now the final resolution required by New York State for the town to finally be fully reimbursed for the cost of that project. So this is actually a great place to be finally. I think this is I want to again thank Annie and her staff for working with us. I want to thank New York State DOT for working with us and getting us to this point so we can finally now be reimbursed for that project that was so long ago. Any questions or comments?
I just want to commend Annie, Diana, Adam for seeing this through. I don't know if this closes the book on Seabreeze Drive or in
should.
case the state didn't
So-
work in that regard, but it's
Yeah.
it's good for the taxpayers of the town, so nicely done.
Thanks. All right, with that, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 7, adopt a resolution authorizing the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Blue Collar Unit number 7414 CSEA.
So moved.
And can I have a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. As you said, this is now to enter into a contract settling the Blue Collar Unit contract. I'd like to commend a few folks who worked on this. Pat Meredith, our commissioner, Bob Kiley, our deputy commissioner, Jason Vanette, our director of human resources. I want to thank the Blue Collar team and Joe Manissi and all of his team for working with us. Councilman Perticone was on the negotiating team as well. I think this is a great deal. We talked about it at the workshop meeting. This is also now the fourth. We have 5 collective bargaining units in the town of Arundequoit, and this is our 4th contract being settled in the last year and a half. So I think this is a good step forward for our employees and for the taxpayers. Any questions or comments?
I'll just add, you two are too humble because, we started last year with the police. The town's going to, from my understanding, see significant long-term healthcare savings. Our employees, and this is now our 2 largest bargaining units we're done with, and the 2 others, but switching over to the core plan, we're really going to see long-term savings, and I commend the workforce for recognizing the need to rein in those costs, but we're probably already starting to see the downward trend on our healthcare obligations from the town standpoint, so very good stuff.
Thanks. Okay, with that, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, adopt a resolution accepting gifts for Arundecoit Conservation Board.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Okay, I'm going to call on Bob Kiley, the Deputy Commissioner, to talk to us about the resolution.
Thank you. This resolution allows the town to accept various gifts from several different vendors, and these gifts will assist in the collection of data for the street tree inventory, which the Conservation Board has been diligently working on. Bracolo Garden Center, Empire Realty, High Falls Tree Service, LLC, and Summit Tree and Landscape have all donated some items, various items to assist with field collection of data, if it's tape measures to tree ID guides. And the purpose of these materials would be to allow some volunteers to use this equipment to go out and inventory our over 15,000 street trees in town.
That's great. Thanks, Bob. And a thank you to the Conservation Board as well, and to all those who donate to the program. Obviously, Arundecoit's known for our street trees and for our tree-lined neighborhoods, and I think this is a great program and a great project that they are engaged in. I know they always are looking for volunteers, right, Bob, to help out with this.
Yes, absolutely. We're
Okay.
going plow route by plow route to try to determine where the location of each one of these trees are, and also identify each one. So it is a large undertaking. If folks in TV land, if they are looking to donate some of their time, walk through some of their neighborhoods and identify some of their street trees, if they can please send us a note here to Town Hall, and we'll get you in touch with the right folks.
Thanks, Bob. Okay, any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 9, adopt a resolution authorizing the supervisor to enter into various agreements for 2015 special events and approval of the amended special events calendar.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Great, thank you. And again, just as the clerk said, this allows us, authorize me to enter into agreements for our special events. And the town board has attached to the resolution, obviously, the addendum with listing all the various contracts that were available to the board to review. And they're mostly tonight relative to, actually, I think they're almost all relative to the Oktoberfest. So this is for the Oktoberfest, which is being held this year on September 11th, 12th, and the 18th and 19th. So, any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 10, adopt a resolution rejecting all McAvoy Park home plate and pitcher mound turf bids received.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Thanks. The reason for this resolution is that the bids that we had received were higher than what would have been, I think, justified given current conditions of the field. So we're going to reject the bids tonight and then go back and look for other options for McAvoy Park. Okay. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 11, adopt a resolution authorizing an agreement with Labella Associates, DPC, for consultant services related to the Community Development Block Grant from 2015 to 2017.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. And again, this resolution is the result of an RFP process. The town went out to an RFP for our CDBG consultant to our CDBG program. The RFP committee consisted of Annie Seeley, Laura Smith, myself, Director Weatherby, and from the town board, Dave Seeley. And we interviewed and had a unanimous recommendation to the town board to engage with Labella Associates DPC. They've actually have done this work for the town for a number of years. It used to be Stu Brown Associates, who then are now with Labella and Associates, and they've been doing a fantastic job. So, any questions or comments? No, and this is funded through the CDBG program, so that's how the funding for this works. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 12, adopt a resolution authorizing an agreement with the Catholic Family Center for non-medical home support services to the elderly as approved through the Community Development Block Grant during August 1st, 2015 through July 31st, 2016.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Two.
Thanks. So for this resolution and the next four after this, so for the 5 resolutions here, these all pertain to the Community Development Block Grant Program that we had discussed and passed 2 months ago after a public hearing where we had discussed what all the different projects were that we're going to fund through the federal grant program that the town received. And so what this resolution does now, we're at that point where we can now enter into contracts with the various service providers who we appropriated the funding to. So we broke them out into 5 different resolutions. This first resolution is with Catholic Family Center for home support services for the elderly. And again, all of these contracts run from August 1st, 2015 through July 31st, 2016, which is the grant year for the CDBG program. Any questions or concerns or questions about this one? No. These were all discussed, like I said, a couple months ago, but if we have any questions, feel free to ask. So with all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 13, adopt a resolution authorizing an agreement with the Housing Council at Pathstone for housing consulting services to low and moderate income residents as approved through the CDBG during August 1st, 2015 through July 31st, 2016.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 14, adopt a resolution authorizing an agreement with Medical Motor Services of Rochester and Monroe County for transportation services to the elderly as approved through the CDBG during August 1st, 2015 through July 31st, 2016.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thanks. And this one, I will point something out. This is a new program this year that we talked extensively about a couple months ago, but as part of the CDBG process and program, it was identified to us by talking to a number of our senior residents that there is a critical need for transportation services. And so we had gone out and met with a number of service providers and got a great program with Medical Motor Services. And so for a $25,500 contract to them, we're going to be able to provide some additional rides and help fill some of these transportation needs over the next year while the town is engaging in our senior study that we had kicked off last month. That's really going to take a real hard look at long-term strategies to help meet the transportation needs of our older residents. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 15, adopt a resolution authorizing an agreement with Lifespan of Greater Rochester for the Safety and Security for Seniors Program of support services to the elderly as approved through the CDBG during August 1st, 2015 through July 31st, 2016.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 16, adopt a resolution authorizing an agreement with the Arundecoy Community Cupboard to provide healthy food choices to low-income residents as approved through the CDBG grant during August 1st, 2015 through July 31st, 2016.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Great, thanks. And again, this is with the Arundecoy Community Cupboard, who I know a number of folks throughout the community volunteer and donate for, and I know Debbie Evans does a fantastic job there. So this is a great partnership that we're able to provide. So any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 17, adopt a resolution authorizing an amendment to the 2015 operating budget of the Justice Court to accept a grant from New York State in the amount of $2,931 for furniture for the court.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
In a second.
Second.
Great, thanks. Dave Marion, can you give us just a brief discussion of the resolution?
Yeah, this resolution seeks to accept the funds just mentioned, which are given to us through what we call the JCAP grant, which is the New York State Justice Court Assistance Program, which is administered by the Unified Court System. Each year, Unified Court System through OCA goes around the state and gives certain amounts of money to town courts to purchase furniture and accessories. It's an annual thing that we'll be doing. I'll be applying for it again this summer for 2016.
Thanks, Dave. Nice work. Seeking grant opportunities for these kind of expenditures. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 18, adopt a resolution authorizing attendance to the 106th New York State Magistrate and Magistrate Court Clerks Association's annual conference.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Again, Dave, brief discussion, please.
Yeah, thank you. This resolution seeks authorization from the town board to access funds earmarked within the 2015 court budget to attend the Magistrate and Magistrate Court Clerks Annual Conference. Each year, members of the court staff accompany our town justices to this conference, which includes 3 days of training on best practices, innovations, and changes to the law with regard to the adjudication of cases and court administration. The judges in attendance received continuing legal education credits for attending, a certain number of which they're required to get each year.
Great. Thanks, Dave. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 19, adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of an office clerk 3 in the assessor's office.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Great, thank you. And again, this is to make a permanent appointment to the office clerk 3 position in the assessor's office. The employee here is Jillian Rumiano, who's been with the town for some time in a part-time position, and this allows us, she had taken the civil service test, and this allows us to bring her on full time, and the funds for this are included in there are funds for this in the assessor's budget. So, any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 20, adopt a resolution authorizing the supervisor to amend an agreement with Omnipoint Communications regarding leased land located at McAvoy Park for a cell tower.
Okay, before I ask for a motion, I'm actually going to, without objection, table this resolution. We're going to do just a little bit more work on this before I ask the board to approve this, and we can bring it back to the town board next month. Okay. Thanks.
Item number 21, adopt a resolution approving the special event license for the St. Joseph's Ukrainian Catholic Church Festival.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Great. This is an annual event that's held in Arundecoit. I know it's a lot of fun for everybody, the St. Joseph's Ukrainian Festival. It looks like this year it will be on Monday, August 10th, and Thursday, August 13th, through Sunday, August 16th. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 22, adopt a resolution approving the special event license for the American Red Cross to hold a blood drive at the Arundecoit Town Hall.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. And this was an event that was started last year that we thought we would do is the American Red Cross is now hosting regular blood drives right here at the Town Hall. What better place to reach out to the community and connect with the community than right here at Town Hall campus? And we've had amazing turnout from the community and from the staff in participating in essentially giving the gift of life. And so I would encourage folks who are blood donors, those who are not yet blood donors but who would like to be, to please come to Town Hall on August 11th, and we'll be here from 9:30 to 5 o'clock. The American Red Cross will be here right here in the Broderick Room for a blood drive. Last time we did this, you were treated to some homemade chocolate chip cookies, so we'll see if we can do that again this year. And but it really was a great program. So, any other questions or?
You didn't make the cookies, right?
I actually made the cookies.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
John Perticone has pledged baked good this year.
And he's a big good. Nobody beats John. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 23, adopt a resolution approving the special event license for the 3rd annual Mike Coyle Memorial Fun Run.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second? Thank you. Again, the Mike Coyle Fun Run this year is to be held on Sunday, August 23rd at 9 a.m. from Listwood Elementary School. I participated in this last year. It was a great event. I would encourage you to, if you're interested, to find out more and come on out for that. Again, it's on August 23rd at 9 o'clock, beginning at the Listwood Elementary School. Any questions or comments? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so that's the agenda for tonight. The town board will be having a special town board meeting at 4 o'clock on Thursday, July 30th, for the acceptance of a bid for the movers for the libraries, for the new library, to be able to move from the old libraries to the new ones. So we have a bid to accept that night. Again, so we're going to do a special town board meeting at 4 o'clock on July 30th. Our next town board workshop meeting is August 13th at 4 o'clock, and then the next regular town board meeting is August 20th at 7 o'clock here in the Broderick Room. With nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT 12, Irondequoit's government access channel.